Hello everyone, welcome to summer. Jono here. Summer has officially arrived and honestly I'm beyond excited to kick things off into a big summer season. Winter for me is work, and summer for me is do things. So we've got an epic season of adventures, thrilling four-wheel driving and unforgettable overland experiences to be able to dig into. So let's take a look at what's coming up for the season. First up, let's talk vehicles. Let's talk the Hilux Surf. It's been wicked. It's been very, very good. It's been my trusty yet temperamental off-road beast that has got me through some awesome places. Unfortunately, we've run into a massive problem, a big problem. A catastrophic chassis crack, basically. I have a feeling, because of course this is a custom built lift by me, I'm a little worried maybe I need extended bump stops. And what's resulted in, I've basically ripped a left rear upper shock mount off the chassis wall, off the cross member, and cracked the chassis the whole length of the shock mount. You can see in the video here, it's pretty catastrophic. That's a big crack, that's a big bend, and that's something that has probably occurred over time. I can't believe I didn't notice it, I didn't feel it. I heard a knock for a little while, and jumping underneath to test things, I gave the panhard rod a shake and that moved quite a lot. So obviously the bushes had gone there. So I replaced those bushes recently as I was gearing it up for Op.Overland. And fixing that knock, I went to take it for a drive and the knock was still there. And that's when we finally diagnosed the chassis crack. I started the channel on the premise that we would go out adventuring and show you guys how and where and why you should go out adventuring. I kind of got sidetracked building the dream vehicle of my 18-year-old me, who thought that having a turbocharged 3RZ, although he wanted it in the first generation Surf, having it in the third gen was just as wicked as. So I've kind of built the vehicle 18-year-old me wanted. Unfortunately, I've broken it to a point where we've got a couple options ahead of me. Option one is to fix it. Chatting to one of the guys in town, I've chatted to 3 or 4 people around town. Most of them don't want to touch it or look at it. One guy said he would, and it's a whole body off, axles out, tank out, pull the whole mount off, fix up and shave up all the old welds, re-weld the system, strengthen the chassis, put the new mount. You get the idea, body back on. Minimum week worth of work, minimum $6,000 I'm looking at, which I don't have that money lying around. So that to go down that route is probably a year and 2 years away, depending on, I don't make money through summer, I break even. Other alternative, option number 2, is we, in the meantime, let that sit there and I buy another Surf, and then over the summer season, I spend most of my weekends and all summer pulling all the good bits off of that Surf, putting them onto the next Surf, drivetrain, engine, gearbox, transfer, the diff, the front auto locker, the rear diff, because that's upgraded and changed. Pretty much take everything that has and swap it onto this one. That's a lot of time. I can probably pick up a chassis, a rolling chassis and body pretty cheap, but that's a lot of time. That's my whole summer gone. Which is viable, and yeah. The third option is to sell it for what it's worth, what I can get for it, and use that time, money and effort that I have over the next couple of years to focus on the channel. And we do channel stuff, as in go four-wheel driving, we show you New Zealand's backcountry, we go camping, we do a bit of fishing, we enjoy New Zealand for what it has on offer. Now, this channel was built up to be the idea of that. It wasn't built up to the idea of let's build a wicked rig together. So I think I'm coming to the conclusion that it's probably best, or almost hand has been forced, to sell the Surf for what it is right now. Someone with a far larger skill set, with welding experience and a workshop that doesn't have to lie in the dirt, they can probably do a far better job of fixing that back end up than I can. And then there's a wicked rig for someone. That's it's honestly stupid. It's a ridiculous build, but I don't have the skills, I don't have the money, and I want to put that time, money and effort into the channel, not the vehicle, basically. So unfortunately, I think we're going to sell the Surf. Meanwhile though, the Mitsubishi Triton, we took that out for Op.Overland 2024 because the Surf of course had a catastrophic failure, and the Mitsubishi Triton ran brilliantly. It was a comfortable vehicle to go overlanding in, it was cheap on the fuel, and we were able to get the rooftop tent up on the tub rack, and there was a slight mishap as I dropped down a ledge and bent the tub rack into the cab, and so we've done a little bit of panel damage, but overall it was actually a really good rig to run that trip in, and so that's going to be the push for summer, is of course get out and use that and go camping, go four-wheel driving and enjoy the summer. So I'm glad I have that. That's going to be the vehicle for the foreseeable future because the surf just can't go. Now, we went to the 4-Wheel Drive Expo in Christchurch. It was a brilliant show. We got to see all the vendors there. We got to caught up with Shannon from 4x4 Off-Road Solutions and Kerry as well. And we caught up with a bunch of other online influencers in the outdoor area. A full video is coming out soon where we've basically gone through and interviewed most of the vendors there that we could grab time in. We ran out of time very quickly. We were just chatting, and we only did the Sunday, which was the better option. Apparently Saturday was mad hectic with more than 2,000 people coming through the doors. Sunday was far more chill. So if you're looking to go next year, although you might not grab the deals that Saturday has, Sunday is far more chill and you can actually get a chance to chat with people. So think about that coming up, but that is on its way. Now there's Op.Overland 2024. We accomplished it, we finished it. It was a wicked week. We had snow, we had rain that basically shut the passes and flooded all the rivers. So we had to rethink our plan very, very quickly. Our original plan was to do a coast to coast, start on the west coast, finish on the east coast and do everything in the middle. But we ended up doing a bit of a Canterbury highlight tour. So that is coming out very soon, guys. It's going to be a wicked mission, 5 days wheeling, 5 days camping, lots of giveaways, lots of sponsors, and a big shout out to the patrons who made this whole trip available and just wicked. It was honestly wicked. So if you're thinking about coming again next year, check out Patreon below. It's the Pioneer tiers that are able to snag a spot, and we're going to have to start limiting the number of vehicles involved. We had 13 vehicles this year, and that was it was a handful, basically. It was a handful to try and fit 13 vehicles in the campsites where we had no idea we were camping because we made the plan the night before. But Op.Overland 24 was a jam. It's coming out soon. Speaking of adventures, this year is going to be a mix of solo adventures because it seems like a lot of people love that solo mission down to Queenstown. So we're going to focus on a lot of solo missions, but of course we're also going to be doing the convoy camping missions with the sponsors and the patrons. So stay tuned for plenty of that's coming. I'm thinking about Central Otago, a bit more exploration down the Lamma Moors this year would be a bit of jam, and we'd hopefully try and find something wicked to show you. Overall, I'm pumped for summer. You should be pumped for summer. I might see you out on the track. We're going to do a bit of an overland build with the Triton, just a small one, just a comfort thing really, more than anything, and ultimately plenty to come. So we'll catch you there. Cheers for tuning in. We'll see you soon.